Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for your prelims and mains examination perspective will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 7th of May. The first news is ISRO plan a mission to Venus. This is something very important for a country like India. We'll be having achievement if we'll reach the final destination to this. Second, India, Italy discusses Ukraine energy and G20. Third, National Family Health Survey findings. We'll see the detail about the mortality rate and the obesity rate that is rising in India. Fourth, Sri Lanka under state of emergency again. We have seen the economic crisis and it is taking the worst situation in Sri Lanka. Last is an editorial that bright prospects for India-France ties. So we'll see the detail about this as well. Apart from this, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before that, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And just to tell you about the new app, this is 2.0, which will give you a lot more facilities to you. आप वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन से लिंक जा करके डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. This will help you in the entire journey of your civil services. The first news of the day, ISRO planned mission to Venus, something important for General Studies Paper 3, Achievement of India in Science and Technology, Indianizations of Technology, and Development of New Technology. So the Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO, that is planning to send its first ever mission to Venus, which is again very important for a country like India and significantly also important for the examination, right? So you can see the images of Venus. This is how it actually looks like. And unlike Mars, this is very little known about the Venus surface, which is why it is considered that this would be a puzzle for ISRO because NASA has just explored things and other countries within China. But India would be making its best possible efforts to ensure that we are marking the level that was done by the other global players. So Indian Space Agency is looking to contribute something different to outstand the planet and even to justify the mission that decide on making and evolving a huge investment also. If you talk about the investment that is expected in this is around 500 to 1000 crore rupees. So this is what is a basic estimations about this cost. एंड टाइमलाइन की अगर बात करें 2024 में ये एक्सपेक्टेड है कि इसको रिलीज की जाएगी, ये मिशंस को कंप्लीट की जाएगी. So various attempt has been made by other countries as well. So there have been 12 successful attempt which was made to Venus, and the Soviet Venera 7 was the first spacecraft that was successfully returned the data, rather rough landing on more accurately the surface of the Venus. उसके बाद this was done in December 1970. So Soviet Venera was when it was in 1970. उसके बाद NASA की Mariner 2 was the first successful mission not only to Venus but to other planet as well. Now it's time for India to make the moment proud and take an edge in terms of exploring the Venus to unearth something what is new and useful for our country, and even it will have a global impact, not only if we hail it. So definitely recognitions की अगर बात करें स्पेस सेक्टर में इंडिया ग्लोबली compete करती है with major countries in terms of any plan or any mission that is being executed for our country. Now objective क्या होगी इस मिशन की? There are some core objective. The first would be investigation of the surface processes and shallow subsurfaces stratigraphy, that is a study of rock formation including the active volcano hotspot and lava falls. जो इस तरह की चीज़ें हैं उनके बारे में स्टडीज़ करना. Studying the structure, composition and dynamics of the atmosphere. This would be the second important priority area. Third, investigation of solar wind interaction and the Venusian ionosphere की बात करेगा. जिस तरह से एटमॉस्फेयर में होती है आइनोस्फेयर्स, उस तरह के वहाँ के जो आइनोस्फेयर्स हैं वो किस तरह से फंक्शन कर रहे हैं. So this would be the core objective of the study that would be taken under this mission. Now, launch roadmap की अगर बात करें, as I have told you in the beginning that the ISRO is planning it for 2024. This is the launch date और इसको शुक्रयान के नाम से जाना जाएगा. This is the vision Venus orbiter mission. And this is like something following the Earth and Venus would be aligned in such a way that spacecraft can set a trajectory to our planet, which would require a minimum amount of propellant. So these are some of technicalities that ISRO would be incorporating to ensure a smooth functioning of this mission. And the next similar window would be available in 2031. इसके बाद ये जैसी भी इसकी एफर्ट्स रहती है, जिस तरह की स्टेटस होती है सक्सेसफुल, वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग दिस टू बी सक्सेसफुल. तो नेक्स्ट इसके बाद जो एक्सपेरिमेंट इसरो करनी है वो 2031 को होगी. Now questions about the life in Venus, that is a big point because जितनी भी एक्सप्लोरेशन की गई है किसी और कंट्री, चाहे वो सोवियत यूनियन हो, रशिया हो, यूएस हो, basically the question was whether the life exists or not. So the most pressing question is humanity seeks to answer is embarking the any deep space mission about it. And even what make possible for the life on Earth? Is it possible that life वहाँ Venus पे भी हो? Scientists believe that Venus could have once the conditions similar to that of the Earth, and therefore the prime focus is for the exploration. The reason being, many countries are trying to explore this area. In 2020, the traces of rare molecule known as phosphine were found in the upper Venus atmosphere. So this phosphine is something which again can be important for prelims examination. They can ask you, UPSC can ask you in the prelims examination, ये phosphine जो खास करके एक molecule है वो किस planet से explore की गई है. So phosphine is usually generated in human industrial activity by microorganisms that thrive in oxygen-free environment. So, right. So these are the 2 points that you can take a note of it. Now, the other news: India, Italy discuss Ukraine, energy, and the G20 issues or cooperations. Important for General Studies Paper 2, bilateral regional grouping and agreement, evolving India's and affecting India's interest. So recently, India and Italy held discussion on various issues concerning the global security. कुछ important issues की अगर बात करें that include Ukraine crisis amid the Russia's invasion to Ukraine. उसके अलावा जिस तरह से अफगानिस्तान में situations हैं उसके बारे में बात हुई. Even the international order that is based on UN Charter, especially with regard to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of any country. यहाँ पे Indo-Pacific was something very important at this point of time because India has been always vocal about the Indo-Pacific, right? And not only in this forum, in many important and multilateral forum, India has called about the basically free trade in terms of the Indo-Pacific region. Now, new area of partnership की अगर बात करें इंडिया और इटली के बीच में, so this signed a new partnership in terms of area like climate transitions, green hydrogen, biofuel, gas transportation, and energy storage. So these are some of the new area between India and Italy. Both countries has also reiterated उन्होंने दोहराया है अपनी commitment that work close towards counting the common challenges with regards to the terrorism, violent extremist, or cyber crime. A leader from both countries has discussed the implementation of India-Italy strategic partnership, energy transition में जो होनी है, which was announced by the Prime Minister, which he visited during the G20 meeting, and also discussed the cooperation on multilateral, including the G20. Now, G20 की next meeting की बात करें, this would be hosted by India. India would be the president, having the presidentship of this. So the timeline is like December 1st, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. So India would be holding the presidentship of next G20 meeting. This can be again important for many other competitive examination. Now, National Family Health Survey 5 finding, important for General Studies Paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So latest report release की गई है by the government with regards to the National Family Health Survey 5 that has revealed that total fertility rate, जिसको TFR भी कहते हैं short में, TFR, which is now 2.0. Earlier जहाँ पे 2.2 थी उसको डिक्लाइन करके 2.0 हो गई, जहाँ पे सिग्निफिकेंट प्रोग्रेस माना जा रहा है पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल को लेकर के. What is TFR? TFR होता है क्या? TFR is an average number of children per woman, right? That has further declined from 2.2 to 2.0. This number can be again important specifically for your mains examination, right? So ये डेटा आई है नेशनल फैमिली जो सर्वे है 5 की. स्टेट की परफॉर्मेंसेस की अगर बात करें, इफ यू स्पेसिफिकली लुक इनटू द स्टेट पार्ट, देयर आर ओनली 5 states in India which are above the replacement fertility rate of 2.1. दैट इंक्लूड बिहार, यहाँ पे अभी भी रेट हाई है, दैट इज 2.98. मेघालय 2.91, Uttar Pradesh 2.35, Jharkhand 2.26, and Manipur 2.17. Already, Uttar Pradesh government has come up with the rules that they would not provide job or any other government entitlement if there is more than two children. But again, that rules and law has to be passed. This is not under the spirit of democratic setup. But states को ये initiatives लेनी होगी, and even people should be aware that we should not increase the TFR for any country specifically. Now looking into the data, this is something infograph which will give you an idea. आप देख सकते हैं 1992 से 93 में TFR जो 3.4 थी वो डिक्रीज हुई 2015-16 में 2.2 एंड फाइनली वी हैव रीच्ड अ TFR ऑफ 2.2 बेसिकली. ये जो कारण है इसके बहुत सारे कारण हो सकते हैं. बेसिकली पीपल आर अवेयर. बेसिकली द पॉपुलेशन इज समथिंग विच इज़ वेरी हाई ऑन इंडिया. इंडिया एंड चाइना आर द टू मोस्ट पॉपुलस कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड. तो इस तरह की चीज़ों को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक प्रोस्पेरिटी के लिए, एक अच्छे लाइवलीहुड ऑप्शंस के लिए, टू गेट अ राइट एजुकेशन, एक फैमिली को अपने लाइवलीहुड ऑप्शंस को सस्टेन करने के लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट दे शुड हैव अ बेसिकली एट लीस्ट नंबर ऑफ चिल्ड्रन दैट दे कुड अफोर्ड इट, राइट. नाउ ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे की? द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू हैव अ सक्सेसिव बेसिकली बिहाइंड अ रिलेबल जो डेटा है वो आ सके फैमिली हेल्थ फेयर को लेकर के. एंड इवन द नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे रिपोर्ट लिस्ट प्रोग्राम फॉर 2000 बेसिकली जो 15-16 की 4 की डेटा है और अभी जो करंट की डेटा है. सो दीज वेर द डेटा दैट वाज कोरिलेटेड एंड गिवन कंपैरिजन इट इज इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट यस द TFR इज डिक्रीजिंग इन आवर कंट्री. की फाइंडिंग ऑफ द सर्वे की अगर बात करें, इंस्टीट्यूशनल बर्थ और इंक्रीज हुई है फ्रॉम 79% टू 89%. 10% के जो 10% है उसकी इंक्रीज देखी गई है विच इज़ अ गुड इंडिकेशन दैट द पीपल इज अवेयर of the institutional delivery. And for rural area it is 87% of the delivery, or same urban areas में 94%. As per the survey 5, 3/4 that is 77% of the children aged between 12 to 23 months are fully immunized compared to 62% which is there in the National Family Health Survey 4. तो 4 की डेटा से अगर कंपेयर करें 5th में 77% तक की बेसिकली जो आप बोल सकते हैं कि इम्यूनाइजेशन जो है वो ज़्यादा हुई है कंपेरेटिवली 62% जो कि 4 में थी. Now the level of stunning child as among the 5 year has marginally increased. यहाँ पे सिर्फ 38% की इंक्रीज हुई है. Earlier for NFHS 4 were 36%. Stunning height among the children in the rural areas 37% and urban areas 30%. Additionally, National Family Health Survey 5 ने overall improvement के बारे में बात की है where it called for sustainable development goal indicators for all state and union territories. Now, obesity में rise हुई. Obesity something which is detrimental for your health. Obesity की वजह से बहुत सारी problems आपको हो सकती है. If you're a student, my humble request is that you get your weight reduced. Do not be obese. अगर आपको अपनी obesity नापना है, I'll tell you a brief, apart from this news, मैं आपको एक जनरल ओपिनियन दे रहा हूँ. आप अपने BMI को कंट्रोल रखें, जो बॉडी मास इंडेक्स होती है. मेक श्योर यू हैव अ BMI बिलो 24. दैट इज़ वेरी गुड, राइट. इफ़ योर BMI इज इंक्रीज यू विल बी इन ओबीस कैटेगरी पीपल. उसके बाद आपके बॉडी में काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम्स आएगी. हार्ट, किडनी, लीवर, दीज और द ऑर्गन दैट इज बीइंग अफेक्टेड. सो कंपेरेटिवली देखते हैं नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ जो सर्वे 4 है, दे हैव अ प्रिवलेंट ओवरवेट ओबीस हैज़ इंक्रीज इन मोस्ट स्टेट्स. नेशनल लेवल पे अगर बात करें ये नंबर 21% से इंक्रीज होकर 24 हो गई है. एंड अमंग दिस इज फॉर द वुमेन, और फॉर मेन इट इज़ 19% से 23%. सो दीज आर द टू डेटा फॉर द जेंडर मेन एंड वुमेन. एंड मोर देन थर्ड ऑफ द वुमेन इन केरला, अंडमान निकोबार, आंध्र प्रदेश, गोवा, सिक्किम, मणिपुर, दिल्ली, तमिलनाडु, पुडुचेरी, Punjab and Chandigarh and Lakshadweep are overweight or obese. So make sure if you know your family members, your loved one, anyone belongings to you, make sure you should make them aware that obesity is not good at all for your health. Now about the survey, National Family Health Survey work on conducting around 6.37 lakh samples, जहाँ पे 707 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में सैम्पल कलेक्ट की गई. 28 स्टेट्स थे और यूनियन टेरिटरीज को कवर किया गया. ऑलमोस्ट 7,24,115 वुमेन्स थी एंड ऑलमोस्ट 10,18,039 मेन को रखे गए. द रिपोर्ट ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड सोशियो इकोनॉमिक एंड अदर बैकग्राउंड कैरेक्टर विच इज़ यूजफुल फॉर द फॉर्मुलेशन ऑफ इफेक्टिव प्रोग्राम एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. तो नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्विस सिर्फ हेल्थ की नहीं, गवर्नमेंट के लिए भी एक रिपोजिटरी डेटा बनती है जहाँ पे वो इंपॉर्टेंट पॉलिसीज फॉर्मुलेट कर सकते हैं. दिस कैन गिव द आइडिया टू द स्टेट एज वेल सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट दैट व्हाट अकॉर्डिंगली इज रिक्वायर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द पॉलिसी फॉर्मुलेशंस. Now, Sri Lanka under the state of emergency again, something relevant for General Studies paper 2, that is India and its neighborhood relations. So, Sri Lanka is witnessing the worst economic crisis ever since independence. अगर बात करें वहाँ पे रिसेंट में दोबारा से स्टेट ऑफ इमरजेंसी डिक्लेयर की गई है बाय द प्रेसिडेंट एंड दिस इज समथिंग विच इज no this has escalated the anti-government protest in Sri Lanka because the reason being the government has imposed the emergency conditions. Sri Lanka witnessing the worst economic crisis since independence 1948 के बाद से जब इंडिपेंडेंस हुई उसके बाद से अभी तक ये जो कंडीशन है सबसे पुअर है इस वजह से पब्लिक एंगर काफ़ी हाई है वहाँ पे and months of the blackout and even acute shortages of basic essential requirement that is food, fuel and pharmaceutical is not there, which is creating problem for almost 22 million people in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has an economic crisis that whole even during the coronavirus pandemic और tourism जो है काफ़ी ज़्यादा deteriorate हुई है जो remittances आते थे श्रीलंका के पास वो कम हुए हैं ओवरऑल जो जीडीपी की contributions थी tourism में that was around almost 15 to 16%, right? You can see this as a good number where contribution is going, but again पूरी तरह से tourism भी वहाँ पे खत्म हो गई. Now foreign debt on Sri Lanka की अगर बात करें क्या foreign debt है श्रीलंका के पास. Sri Lanka has announced that is defaulting around 51 billion foreign debt, and its finance minister has said that even they have actually make it very vocal that yes we are having a debt which they won't be able to pay. और सबसे ज़्यादा जो debt है श्रीलंका के पास वो चाइना के पास है. Even with India they had major other institutional like ADB ब्रिक्स के साथ भी उन्होंने लिया हुआ. तो ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन और कंट्रीज़ हैं जहाँ से उनकी डेट अभी तक पेंडिंग है. India ने financial assistance दी है. Being the neighboring country, India has been proactive in terms of providing the assistance. India has extended $1 billion line of credit to help Sri Lanka essential items. Even India and Sri Lanka has agreed a line of credit worth 1 billion. And India ने श्रीलंका को असिस्टेंस के तौर पे फूड अदर एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज मेडिसिन भी प्रोवाइड किए. इवन फ्री कोविड-19 वैक्सीन वाज आल्सो प्रोवाइडेड बट देयर आर सम लिमिटेशन विद इन विच वी कैन हेल्प आउट. तो अब श्रीलंका को देखना होगा क्या वो बेल आउट पैकेज लेते हैं आईएमएफ से. आईएमएफ ने भी एग्री किया है दैट दे वुड बी गिविंग, बट अगेन दिस इज समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट to make a roadmap that how Sri Lanka is recovering from the worst economic crisis. Now moving to the editorial of the day, bright prospects for India and France ties. That is important for General Studies paper 2. Effective policies of developed and developing countries for India and India's diaspora. So I'll be simplifying this editorial by 4 important subheads. That is India and France cooperations, digital technology and cooperation, green energy and the way forward. So the entire editorial focuses upon India-France bilateral relationship. So the Prime Minister of India has recently visited France. This was his first visit. 2015 के बाद ये 5th visit मानी जा रही है जो कि high level bilateral meeting होगी which would call for a lot more memorandum of understanding and cooperations. So this is a time that India and France has the leader which is significantly discussing the major issues concerning both countries. For instance, अगर बात करें फ्रांस की, that represent the European Union cases, potentially इंडिया और EU के बीच में जो फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट है उसको लेकर के भी बातें होनी है. और रशिया ने जिस तरह से इन्वेड किया यूक्रेन को वो एक इंपॉर्टेंट ह्यूमैनिटेरियन क्राइसिस है. दैट इज द अदर एरिया ऑफ कंसर्न दैट वुड बी डिस्कस्ड बिटवीन इंडिया एंड फ्रांस. नाउ इंडिया और फ्रांस की कोऑपरेशन की अगर बात करें, इंडिया एंड फ्रांस बिलीव इन मेंटेनिंग द स्ट्रैटेजिक ऑटोनॉमी जहाँ पे दोनों कंट्रीज़ ने अपने जोग्राफिकल एरियाज और जोग्राफिकल कंसर्न को ध्यान में रखते हुए एग्रीमेंट्स की हैं. देयर इज अ हाई क्वांटिटी ऑफ इंडिया फ्रांस पॉलिटिकल डायलॉग ऑन डिफेंस, काउंटर टेररिज्म एंड इंडो पैसिफिक. द टू कंट्री हैड नाउ फॉरगिंग विद द कॉपरेशन ऑफ 21st सेंचुरी जहाँ पे डिजिटल स्पेस, साइबर सिक्योरिटी, ग्रीन एनर्जी, ब्लू इकोनॉमी, ओशन साइंस और स्पेस पे ध्यान दी गई. Both country possesses advanced skill in terms of thinking to enhance the trade, investment and rebuild the disrupted supply chain. Why disrupted supply chain? Because of the COVID-19. The disruption is not only between India and France, it is across the world. अभी अगर आप चाइना की बात करें वहाँ भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पूरी तरह से नहीं हो पा रही. The intense lockdown is creating problem that will indeed create problem for many other countries as well. Now, digital technology cooperations की अगर बात करें, India India and France are looking forward for digital technology. French companies have long been active in India with important hubs to day-to-day activities in research and development and innovations. France has a special tech vision for Indian engineers, जहाँ पे वो enable करेंगे एक robust exchange program को where it will help both the countries. डिजिटल कॉपरेशन इज बीइंग स्टेट अप इन सेवरल वेज और इंडिया और फ्रांस ने एग्री किया है कि वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी में एक important infrastructure development भी करेंगे which would give the public digital infrastructure and call for more robust cyber security which is aligned with the privacy of an individual. Now, green energy, something again very important. India and France has shown that they can work together in developing the renewable energy. इंटरनेशनल सोलर अलायंस के टाइम में भी कॉपरेशन हुई थी इंडिया और फ्रांस के बीच में. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू मस्ट बी अवेयर ऑफ दिस. Both recognizes hydrogen as a serious fuel of alternative for futures, and India need 1 trillion of green hydrogen infrastructure and ecosystem with massive investment in grids. तो फ्रांस ने अपनी एक्सपर्टीज देने की बात की है इस जगह पे. And on energy, green energy की अगर बात करें, growing stronger with a short cost undermine the purchasing power and industry competitiveness also, because for India it is on a higher side. Way forward की अगर बात करें, if you write in means paper, this is how you can conclude. India and France must now invest in preventing the digital platform which is being weaponized as avert and threat to the critical infrastructures. और दोनों countries को अपने important areas में strengthen करने की जरूरत है. India is conceptualizing deploying the large scale open source platform. Fundamental IDs की अगर बात करें, IT services, fintech, फ्रांस में जो एल्गोरिदम है, artificial intelligence, cyber, quantum technologies, data empowerment, protections, this can create a next level solution or next generation solution for both countries, that is India and France. So these would be the priority areas and cooperation that both countries would be looking forward with. Now moving to the MCQ of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answer of yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is A. For second question also, the correct option is A. Today's MCQ for practice, आपको बताना है Dickinsonia was found in which location? Bhimbetka Rock Shelter, Ellora Cave, Ajanta Cave, or Elephanta Cave. So do check out for the correct answer. Second, MK1 Arjuna tank. This has been indigenously developed by CVRD and DRDO. The project Arjuna main battle tank was started by DRDO in 1972. So look for the correct option. We'll discuss the correct answer in the next session also. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.